Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
We got our own hype man in the class. Okay. Get a crumb for everybody. Praise God. Got some praise God. Praise God. Got some praise God. Represent. Gotta represent. We have the strength. We all shall represent. CJI. Always CJI. CJI. Always CJI. Yah is king. He is our Elohim. We have a strength. We all shall represent. Yah will circumcise our heart. The Ten Commandments is like the place you can start. Yah is our light that length of days. Keep the Sabbath, praise Yah every day. The word is very near to you. Blessing you. Keep his Sabbath and all of his new moons. Fear Yah, he has you since the womb. We his witnesses, say if Yahweh. Be far from evil, Yah be left away. Yahweh is king. Beside him, there is no Elohim. Praise Yah. Got some praise Yah. Praise Yah. Got some praise Yah. Represent. Gotta represent. We have the strength. We got to represent. Seeking Yah. Always seeking Yah. Seeking Yah. Always seeking Yah. Yah is king. He is our Elohim. We have the strength. We got to represent. Search your matter. See what it will bring. Fear Yah. He answers everything. Yahweh knows. Comfort the soul. He answers everything. But no Yahweh should be the Hebrew name. Confident, mostly prominent. Light shine all day, cause we're dominant. Yahweh's strength is greatly marketed. The beginning, because we started it. Scriptures written with 2 ears to listen. Women, men, and children, hear vision. Our way of life is not a religion. Hebrew Israelites, the secret treasures hidden. We were chosen and given a mission. They can read the Torah, but not with his wisdom. Praise Yah, got to praise Yah. Praise Yah. Praise Yah, got to praise Yah. Praise Yah. Represent, gotta represent. We have the strength, so represent. Seeking Yah, always seeking Yah. Seeking Yah, always seeking Yah. Yah is king, he is our Elohim. We have the strength. We got to represent. Something he done. Pray for your spirit. He's trusting God. I guarantee he is it. Remember where he got you. Never forget it. To go against Yahweh, that is too risky. Hallelujah. You gotta love. Tell me. You sleep, brother. Can you cut it up a little bit? This one's a low time. Can you cut it up a little bit? It's a regular time. Yes, I do. You get a chance to catch my breath. Oh, praise God. Sorry, thank you. Okay, that's thank you, brother. I did this first. at the Torah, the holy scriptures, the Torah, at the Torah, at the Torah, holy scriptures, the Torah, at the Torah, at the Torah, the holy scriptures.
Purchase your tracks today.
The conclusion of the whole master, fear Elohim, and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So don't pretend that you can't bring up in the Torah, at the Torah, at the Torah, some holy scriptures, the Torah, at the Torah, at the Torah, some holy scriptures, the Torah, at the Torah, at the Torah, some holy scriptures, the Torah, at the Torah, at the Torah, some holy scriptures.
Purchase your tracks today.
Don't hate your brothers in your heart. You love you, right? All right then. Now pass the Torah. That's the Torah. That's the Torah. The holy scriptures. The Torah. That's the Torah. That's the Torah. The holy scriptures. The Torah. That's the Torah. That's the Torah. The holy scriptures. The Torah. That's the Torah. That's the Torah. The holy scriptures. Understand the wisdom and knowledge path. The word is very near. It's in your heart. And it's in your mouth. Oh, Correa, come here. Please be a dear.
Purchase your tracks
Go
today.
ahead and pass this here. The Torah. That's the Torah. That's the Torah. The holy scriptures. The Torah. That's the Torah. That's the Torah. The holy scriptures. Look, I can write that. I can do that. I can't do nothing else, but I can write that. Deuteronomy, that's the Torah, that's the Torah, them holy scriptures. Numbers, that's the Torah, that's the Torah, them holy scriptures. Leviticus, that's the Torah, that's the Torah, them holy scriptures. Exodus, that's the Torah, that's the Torah, them holy scriptures. And Genesis, the beginning. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. That's the Torah. That's the Torah. That's the Torah. The Holy Scripture. That's the Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Torah. When you get that going, ooh, I can't wait. I'll be like, turn up for y'all. Turn up for y'all. When you get in the car, you go to sleep. Oh, yeah.
told you you should make no idols, and all of your needs he would provide for. Only keep his Sabbath, reverence his sanctuary, walk in his statutes. It is hereditary, follow his commandments. Show your respect, he'll give you peace now that you are perfect. Follow where God, there's strength and protection. You walk among us upright in his reflection. God will chase 100,000. Our enemies will see that the price of a coward. We see the hour, y'all, but see the heart. And how Israel's told apart. Praise ye to thee, I cried. So he's kept thereby. He is mighty earth, operations of hands. He shall destroy it with the people again. Blessed be Yahweh, he is my strength, my shield, my right, my heart trusts in him. My heart rejoices with songs of praise. Keep me in your presence always. He is good. Blessed be Yahweh, and blessed be you if you praise your call. Oh, praises be to Yahweh Elohim. Oh, praises be to Yahweh. Oh, praises be to Elohim. Oh, praises be to Yahweh. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. You get one, brother. Get one, brother. Get one, brother. Get one, get two.
I got a neck and
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise God.
Being private by this, by myself. I can know all my songs by heart.
Hallelujah. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
And son,
So tell people they'll only pay for what they need.
Praise God, Holy Saturday. God is communicating. You to be the one He's talking to. Praise God, Holy Saturday. God is communicating. You to be the one He's talking to. You to be the one He's talking to. For people that you are serving, trust God with all your heart and don't look to your understand. Don't be right on your own eyes. Feel y'all see people who y'all to do forever. Praise God, Holy Saturday. Y'all is communicating. You should be the one He's talking to. Praise God, Holy Saturday. Y'all is communicating. You could be the one He's talking. You could be the one He's talking to. Y'all is we're gonna get we say no to Yahweh, and y'all tell us to back in Him, and that's the Yahweh. Show us see faith, do it late tomorrow. I will love Yahweh forever. Praise God, Holy Spirit. God is communicating. You believe the one He's talking to. Praise God, Holy Spirit. God is communicating.
Beat went off.
Hallelujah!
Hallelujah.
Damn, I went the wrong thing.
Why?
I know what it is. Yeah, that's all I know what it is.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
You feeling good like the Hebrews should?
Hallelujah.
This is a sing-along.
All right.
So if you know the words, sing along.
Right. Did you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's oh, well, I thought that was a song. I thought that was a song. I'm sorry.
It was a
Praise God. That was interlude.
All right, here we go.
Let's not forget about our Elohim. Our Elohim. Our Elohim. Our Elohim. Let's not forget about him. Take up what you want and take up what you need. God's word is here to stay, it'll never leave. Sing to it like idolatry. Choose opportunities that you better take it. Like a lot of testimonies of the prophets. Here's what you want, cause y'all got what you need. Get it on for a second, link it into these. Keep your hands to the top so I can tell you why. Let's not forget. Let's not forget. Let's not forget. Let's not forget. Lord Yahweh, Elohim. Come on, Israelites gotta do like the four corners. Y'all there, this turn up. Make about this. Now when Yahweh supplies you, you don't wanna forget about your dues. Say this and the king. And I'm on to forget, cause that's the way to the land, and you will be up. And you blessed God. And if anybody wants to raise me, it's a point to yourself to say, people in me. To set apart sing. And someone will sing. That Yahweh is love. Let's not forget about him. But then I promise that I wait big. That's how I give a chance. I can chance, but we can't put wood in our own train. Knock it out. We can fuck with the water, stop them out, literally. By the curve, this is the go right by the tree. You good, the first walk on me, but that was who's our Elohim. That means that you will be up. And he'll keep you up. For the words of his source, all of what you were to you for it in your life. So let's not forget. So let's not forget. So let's not forget. So let's not forget. Oh God, Yahweh, take up what you want, take up what you need. God, let us hear the same, it'll never leave. Bring it to us like you right down the tree. Two, double two, you better take me. That's a lot of testimony of the prophet. If it what you want, cause I got what you need. If it what you want, cause I got what you need. If it what you want, cause I got what you need. So let's not forget. So let's not forget. So let's not forget. So let's not forget. Oh God, oh Yahweh, our Elohim. Our Elohim. Our Elohim. Our Elohim. Let's not forget about our Elohim. Praise God.
Praise God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Serious song. Hallelujah. 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 Right on beat. Hallelujah.
I'm praising y'all, I want my come up in this book. I'm praising y'all, I want them all to eat this truth. That's on this righteous, cause we all sipping juice. Throw up another one, my brother, this for you. Running my fingers through my hair, I feel my roots. Head buried in the root, I feel my roots. I see these curses, but I'm looking for a blessing. Casting my burdens on, I ain't stressing. Oh wow, what's gonna jerk me away from my king? Won't be dismayed if I get a big thing. The urgency is in the fullness thereof. Oh, there's a light here to none of these fruits. Roll up your sleeves, now uphold that spirit. Give not your heart and mind, yes, that'll clear it. Then when you go to come to be good to go. With God on your side, no doubt, TKO. Cause this line upon line upon line upon line. Correct another brother, this for you. Line upon line upon line upon line. With you, it'll make you flourish. If you're your people, it'll encourage. All to your phone, it'll make me nervous. I break the down, I never know how to have my father. Forgive me, to me to honor. Listen in my days, all the children that you find. My son is everything I need to make it out. Let me out, full allowing me to honor them. I'm getting wiser, y'all. Yes, I'm getting better. Children being trained in the way they should go. Line upon line, so I got to get them grow. I was so lost and I'm bored. For the run around, for the last report. About to get what more could you ask for? Keep up with time, you'll see what's in store. Cause it's not the fun, not the fun, not the fun. Pull up another sister, this to you. Not the fun, not the fun, not the fun. Pull up another sister, this to you. If I was to come to the real good, Lord, I pray that if I can get through children, I had to say, can't break things come to mind. Yeah, God told me to be like a shine. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. We always waiting. That's the way to go. The baby, touch you, make the hot and sunny. And every now working on your face. I'm surely you will win. Then you learn to appreciate the heat. Thank you, Yahweh, for natural vitamin D. I can sip this righteousness all night. I'm sick of weird God, cause this ain't get tight. My good friend, would you like another round? Enough righteousness to go all around. Cause this line upon line, line upon line, line upon line. Pour up another brother, this to you. Line upon line, line upon line, line upon line. Pour up another sister, this to you. Line upon line, line upon line, line upon line, line upon line. Pour up another one, this to you. Yeah, this to you, this to you, yeah. This to you, this to you. Pour up another, this to you. This to you, this to you, yeah. This to you, this to you. Pour up another one, you. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
But you have to be strong. Strong. To see the goal and to get there, you have to be strong. You have to persevere. To see the root and get there. We always talk about that. To be strong. We have to persevere. We have to persevere to a lot and a lot more of coming.
Sometimes the going on this fast can get tough, but you know where you gotta put your trust in Yah, and Yah, and Yah, and Yah. Israel, keep your head up. Israel, don't give up. Up in Yah, my good sister, because that's a must. The hills proof that I for you. When it gets really rough, I came a long way and I have so far to go. A righteous man falls 7 times, so Yahweh, please hold me close. It's a two-way road out there, you know. Oh yeah, I know you know. We have to be the light so the people know what path to go. The wicked man plotting against shot in his people. Some surround the sunset, all they do is fly evil. Calling the with her so deceitful. Fresh out in the streets like we see girl like Van Diesel. Stay true to the duty, fly like an eagle. Search the book of God and none of these shall fail you. But you have to stand in that old path and stay true. But you have to stand in that old path and stay true. Israel, keep your head up. Israel, don't give up. I know sometimes the going on this path can get tough, but you know where you gotta put your trust in Yah, and Yah, and Yah, and Yah, and Yah. You know I just trust in Yah, my good sister, because that's a must. And here's something out for you when it gets really rough. Yeah, we have the righteous that let him abode. It's his wisdom that's worth more than the finest of gold. Now without your kids, get you understanding. Open up your ears and heart and know that he's commanding. Yeah, he slow Pharaoh and all this man. Now the whole world knows the power is in Yah's hands. We have the righteous that love him above. It's his wisdom that's worth more than the finest of gold. All your lions of Yehuda, let me hear you roar. I know that my standing over us, he's been gone. All the lioness of Yehuda, let me hear you roar. Something strong, started out is looking for. When you got these shows, the people fucking something righteousness. Put your best foot forward, cause our opportunity is the best. You can't be weak, we can't be weak, and then we don't see. We have to be strong. Strengthen your hand. I'm to be there. No man can stand against me. You have to strengthen and be encouraged. Right? Israel, keep your head up. Israel, don't give up. Sometimes you're going on this path, can't get up. But you know that you gotta put your trust in Yah. Israel, keep your head up. Israel, don't give up. About yourself and my good. Because that's the Lord that heals, move it out for you. And it gets really tough. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. You got something here. You're not gonna say it. You don't want to say it? I thought you wanted to. We're getting all tour this week. Who said that? I was on the land. We didn't get that crap song either.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Give them another round of applause. That's better than that. Yeah.
Wipe your face like you suck.
We both we've been working today. Oh, yeah.
You got your list of questions in there?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Let me get the pipes right, and I give it to you. I have several. As we come back, several more questions. One I want to table, the Almighty will allow it, His will, because it's a very vital and very good question. And I want to table that, give it all the respect it deserves on the remnant. So the remnant, y'all will, I hope to speak on that next week. The remnant. What is the remnant? What does it look like? What does that mean? A lot of people, apparently, it's not meaning what a lot of people think it's meaning. And so I want to do it great justice if the Almighty will allow me to do so next Shabbat. I had a question about the son lay his burdens on Yah. I want to speak to that real quick because I don't think that's going to take me too long because I don't know any burden that the Son had to lay on, S-U-N, to lay on the Almighty. The Son does what the Creator has instructed it to do. So it's following instructions. It rises in the east, it sets in the west, it shines on the just and the unjust. It gives the testimony that you in the day. And so that's what the Son does. So any burden that it has to lay on the Almighty, I'm not aware of at this point in time. All I know is it glorifies the Almighty. It does what most men and women, who is the highest form of creation, does not do.
Right.
It does it, and it does it without failing. And I'm going to table the commandments, judgments, ordinances. If I can, I'm going to table that, because I'm going to tie that in, if God will, with the remnant. Let's get to it. So also, let's get to another vital question. That we have on the floor. These were sent by way of the internet, so I also want to test them because I don't know when that audience might be with us again. That question is, did Adam, did Abraham, did Noah keep the Sabbath, even though in the book of Genesis it doesn't mention that they kept the holy Sabbath? And then I taught my sister's question on that. And how do you keep the Sabbath in its entirety? I've been asked this, and I know this question has been around Israel for a while. Did Adam, did Abraham, did Noah keep the Sabbath? Because there's nowhere mentioned that Abraham rested on the seventh day, that Noah kept the Sabbath day, that Adam ceased on the seventh day. Where is the scripture, Brother Aaron? You need to see it. Of course, Brother Aaron, I have to be honest with you and say I can't show you one. I said I can't show you one. But there's a reason why the Almighty said in the book of Isaiah,
Isaiah, hallelujah.
28th chapter.
Isaiah chapter 28.
28.
Yes, sir.
28.
28.
Let's go. Start verse 1.
Hallelujah. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 1.
Yes.
Woe to the crown of pride.
Woe to the crown of pride.
to the drunkards of Ephraim.
Crown of pride. Pride. That's something you want to be most circumspect about. And you say, woe to the crown of pride. When you're full of pride, that tends to indicate how one has lifted himself up, have made himself pompous, have made himself higher. Not that he's been lifted up by the Most High, but that he's been lifted up himself. So the Creator said, woe to the crown of pride.
To the drunkards of Ephraim.
To the drunkards within Ephraim.
Whose glorious beauty is a fading flower.
Their beauty is but a fading flower.
Which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine.
Mm-hmm.
Behold.
He said, behold.
Yahweh have mighty and strong one.
Yahweh have a mighty and strong one.
Which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth hand.
With violence, it says in my book. And the crown of pride and the drunkards of Ephraim will be trodden under his foot.
And the glorious beauty which is on the head of the fat valley shall be a fading flower, and as the hasting fruit before the summer, which when he that looketh upon it seeth, while it is yet in his hand, he eateth it up. In that day shall Yahweh of hosts be for a crown of glory.
In that day, replacing the pride and replacing the drunkenness and replacing all the things that have replaced the Almighty, replacing those, in that day, after the Almighty takes them away, will be Yahweh himself. He will again in that day, after the destruction of these things, he will be the crown of glory.
And for a diadem of beauty.
And he will be the diadem or the jewel of beauty unto the residue. This don't say remnant, but here's our first glimpse of it, because residue and remnant are synonyms. The residue of something is something that's left over. The remnant of something is something that is pulled apart from or is left over. If I tear the bottom of this and the little pieces off of it, it's a remnant of it. It's what's left of it. What residue is what's left. And he said, and he shall be the crown of glory
and for a diadem
and the jewel of beauty
unto the residue.
Unto the residue, only to a small amount. I did say I was going to leave the remnant alone, didn't I?
Sir.
But y'all might say we're going to deal with it a little bit right now.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Because what he wants you to understand is not to everybody.
All right.
Not to all of the people, because some of the people have replaced him, are the ones that have replaced him with the crown of pride and have become drunken. That's why he said the crown of pride and the drunkards of Ephraim. Ephraim is a tribe in Israel. They wayward. This is when they went wayward. And that's what the Almighty is talking about. And so he says, once he does away with that and comes back, he will be this crown of glory and this jewel to only a residue of his people.
Hallelujah.
Go ahead.
And for a spirit of judgment to him.
And he's going to be for a spirit of judgment to him that sitteth in judgment.
And for strength.
And he's going to be for strength to them
that turn that battle to the gate. But they also have erred.
And let me read that. And he's going to be strength unto them that turn the battle to the gate of the enemy.
Mm. Oh. Hallelujah. They ain't put that
in. Yes. I told you, it's spiritual war.
The spiritual war, Yahweh said he gonna be strength to them that's ready to turn the battle. Huh?
Yes,
When
sir.
Sister was talking about battle earlier,
Yes, sir.
she was saying there's many aspects of a battle. Many aspects, many ways how to fight a battle. Starvation, siege. It ain't all just full throttle confrontation. There's many strategies. And that's what the Almighty said. He's gonna be strength to them of his people, to the residue that's ready to take. You've been taking the brunt. You've been on the defensive. He said, but now he's gonna create a people that's ready to go on the offensive and take the battle right to the gate of the enemy. Not look to go on their own home turf. They're gonna fight right back, right on the enemy's own turf. He won't know what hit him.
Hallelujah.
He won't know what hit him. But they don't need to have home field advantage
All right.
to feel like they can win.
All
They say
right.
we're gonna make this home right here.
Right here. Hallelujah.
We coming at you, buddy.
Hallelujah.
No more coming at us. We done peeped the game, and we gonna come right to you.
All right.
And he said he gonna be their strength. But that's still, keep that in mind. That's only for the residue. That is not for the many.
All right.
So I'm not tricked or deceived no more nowadays when I sit by to think that's all of Israel. Because it's not. This is a precious few. Elect.
Hallelujah.
Because the Creator said, but most of them, verse 7.
But they also have erred through wine
Because most of them have erred through wine.
and through strong drink.
And through strong drink, they've been taken out the way.
The priest and the prophet have erred through
Even-
strong drink.
Even priests and prophets, they messed up.
They are swallowed up of wine.
Mm-hmm.
They are out of the way through strong drink.
And they err in prophetic vision, and they stumble in judgment. They don't know nothing. That's what he's saying. You can't rely on them because they don't know nothing. For all the tables of theirs are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place among them that is clean. And that's when the Almighty comes and asks the question, so whom do I teach knowledge? And whom shall I make to understand doctrine? Because they messed up.
All right.
They can't understand, they messed up.
That's right.
They like men that have wine and then gave themselves over to strong drink. That's what they like. So who can understand writings of the prophets that really understand them? Well, he said, them that are weaned from the milk and are drawn from the breast. That's not full of wine and strong drink, but they like a child. They come off of milk. They come off the breast. Their mind is like that of a child. Then he says, and this is how you teach. This manner you teach. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Go here a little, go there a little. To decipher. And even though you'll be dealing with another tongue, or with stammering lips and another tongue, will I speak to this people? He said, that don't stop me.
Hallelujah.
They won't run around talking about you ain't got no pure language. He said, that don't stop the word of Yah.
All right. Hallelujah. Thank you, God.
That you don't speak paleo or modern or Aramaic, Hebrew or Aramaic. That can't stop me and my word, because my spirit moving upon the pages of this book. He said, I have men that I know speak Hebrew. Your forefathers, when they wrote this, that's what they were speaking. And it didn't help them because they had not my spirit.
All right.
He said, I put this book in the hands of a person and I endow them with a certain spirit to give them understanding, knowledge, and wisdom. He said, because for the rest of them, and he said, to whom, he said, this is the rest wherewith you may cause the weary to rest. And this is the refreshing. So he said, but the problem was not with his word. He said they would not hear.
All right.
They would not hear. I don't think Murray know what he's talking about.
They weren't
I don't
hearing.
think brother know what he's talking about.
They weren't listening.
I found something wrong. Now, brother can't be. No, because I read over here that this said this. No, that brother. No, see, I just have doubts. Ain't no man perfect. Don't no man know everything. How we know the book even true? That's how they far will even go.
That's right.
But the word of Yah was, and so as a result of not hearing, the word of Yah became unto them precept upon precept, same words, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little, but it made them go backwards and be broken, be snared, and be taken. It made them come up with a writing and a doctrine off of just reading about Melchizedek, but not reading that he had a lineage, that they came up with a doctrine, then create a doctrine saying, this man had no father and mother, no beginning of days or end of days, no descent, because they read line upon line, precept upon, but they went backwards and taught a backward doctrine, which made many people fall, be broken, and be snared in idolatry, which is the greatest sin that one can commit.
All right.
And they can't get no rest. They can't get no refreshing. Not just as simple as to open up the book. But look at what the Almighty says in Isaiah 29 and start at verse 9.
Hallelujah. Stay yourselves.
If you a teacher and you're teaching truth, we have more to pray. We have more to pray to the Almighty every night than even our congregants. Because we have to pray the prayer of thanksgiving that the Almighty has allowed us to teach and see the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Hallelujah.
That's what we have to incorporate in our prayer, the prayer of thanksgiving, of being able to see and have the truth. Because the Almighty said this, as I said in Isaiah, the 9th chapter.
Verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder.
Stay still and wonder.
Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine.
They're drunk, and that's what he's clearing up in Isaiah 20 from 28. They drunk, but it ain't wine.
They stagger.
They stagger.
But not with strong drink.
And strong drink don't have the grips on them.
For Yahweh have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
They just sleep. They in a deep sleep.
And I've closed your eyes.
And he closed the eyes.
The prophets and your rulers.
And it don't matter that they got titles and they high status. Prophet and rulers.
The seers have covered. He have covered.
He have covered them.
And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed.
As the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver one to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And his response to them is, I cannot, because it's sealed. And the book is given to him that cannot read, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. Wherefore Yahweh said, for as much as this people draw near with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me. With their lips do honor me. But they have removed their heart far from me. And the fear toward me is taught by the precepts, what men, the rules men make up, the precepts and the ideologies of men. That's how they teach of me, said Yahweh. So I started there to ascertain this question. Did Adam, Abraham, Noah keep the Sabbath, even though in the book of Genesis it does not mention that they kept the Sabbath? Well, let's clear our minds.
Hallelujah.
Let's calm ourselves.
All right.
And let's go line upon line and let's do what the precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. Let's do what the Creator said. Come and let us reason together.
Hallelujah.
To do that, let's start in Genesis.
Yes, sir.
For sure, you're not going to read. And there was Abraham on the seventh day. There was Noah on the Sabbath day. But again, the Almighty said, His spirit must be abound. And if His spirit ain't abound, then you won't see it, or you'll struggle to even see this. You got Genesis?
Yes, sir.
First chapter.
Hallelujah.
We got until 8. So let's percolate. Start with first verse.
Hallelujah. In the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit of Elohim moved upon the face of the waters. And Elohim said, let there be light. And there was light.
Let me ask you a question from this we just read. Is darkness still upon the face of the deep?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Because the deeper that you dive into the depths of the ocean, the darker it gets. Go ahead.
And Elohim said, let there be light. And there was light. And Elohim saw the light, that it was good. And Elohim divided the light from the darkness. Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day.
Although it processes everything that we just read from verse 1 to 5, is that still happening today?
Yes.
Go ahead. Did it happen in the day of Adam?
Yes.
Did it happen in the day of Noah?
Yes.
Did it happen in the day of Abraham?
Yes.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Keep reading.
Hallelujah. And Elohim said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let the waters from the waters. And Elohim made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And Elohim called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And Elohim said, let the waters under the earth be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And Elohim called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And Elohim brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so.
What's the purpose of the lights?
To divide, to give light upon the earth for seasons, for days, and years.
Is that what
Noah?
Is that what Abraham used?
Yes.
Did he use them lights?
Yes.
Did Adam use them lights?
Yes.
Did Noah use those lights?
Yes.
Keep reading.
Hallelujah. And Elohim made 2 great lights, a greater light to rule the day, and a lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, and Elohim set them in the firmament of the heaven.
We can't forget the stars.
To give light upon the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the 4th day. Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that have life, and the fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And Elohim created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim blessed them, saying, be fruitful, multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the 5th day. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, the cattle and creeping things, and the beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he, male and female created he them. And Elohim blessed them. And Elohim said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over everything that moveth upon the earth. And Elohim said, behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, every tree in which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life. I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And Elohim saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good.
Everything he had made was very good. It was
And
good, and here he said it was very good.
Yes, sir. And the evening and the morning were the 6th day.
Now, everything so far is good.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Hallelujah.
And now he said it's even very good. He done looked and he done seen everything. He said it's very good, right?
Hallelujah.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
It's good and it's very good. But there's another level that it haven't reached. Something haven't reached it. Something haven't reached this other level. Because all of this is good and very good. But watch this next thing that happens.
Hallelujah. Genesis chapter 2. Thus the heaven and the earth were finished.
Now they're finished. They're complete.
All the host of them. And on the seventh day, Elohim ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And Elohim blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Elohim created and made.
See, everything on day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 was good, even very good. And it was good for what? What was it good for?
It was good for him that he created it.
It was good for all of what, Elder? It was good for all the creation, and it was even good for
Yeah.
Yah, but it was good for somebody else.
Man.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yes, sir.
When he looked and saw, he said, this is good. This is good for me, but this is good for man, whom I make in my image after my likeness.
Hallelujah.
If it's good to me, it's good for him. And that's when he looked and saw that, he said, and it's now very good, because it's conducive for me to bring man into this world.
Hallelujah.
Now that was good and very good, but the Sabbath was not only good and very good, the Sabbath was holy and sanctified. Something that the other things was not.
All right.
They were good, even very good, but they were never nothing called holy and sanctified or set apart until you get to the Sabbath.
Hallelujah. Oh, there, Moray.
He does not denote anything of that nature till he get to the Sabbath day. And he don't call that good or very good. He call that holy and sanctified.
Hallelujah.
Now, if the other things was good and very good for man, but the Sabbath is, or the seventh day becomes holy and sanctified unto Yah, it also becomes holy and sanctified unto
man.
Unto man.
Hallelujah.
Whom he gave everything else to man. So you must understand what this is saying. Like he gave man dominion. Everything he did to 6 days, he did for man. So then did he also do for the Sabbath day.
Hallelujah.
That's why when you ask me, although you can't see it, we going line upon line. Go to Amos 3:3. He didn't have to tell me Adam kept it, because I know by the institution of Yahweh keeping the Sabbath day, by the institution of Yahweh creating the Sabbath day, by the institution of Yahweh participating in the Sabbath himself,
right.
I automatically know that any of the creation of Yahweh is going to instruct to keep the Sabbath day. He's not going to create Adam and not instruct him to keep the Sabbath day, because before you go to Amos, go to Psalm 119. Because once he gave Adam the ability to raise up and know he was living, this is the spirit that was in Adam.
Psalm 119. Hallelujah.
It's the spirit that be leading some of our people when they questioning the things of the Almighty. Look at what he says in 119 verse 17.
Hallelujah.
This the spirit that he put in Adam once he became a living soul.
Deal bountifully with thy servant.
Deal bountifully with your servant. And part of Adam being created was to be a servant of Yah.
Hallelujah.
He was to keep the garden. He was to keep everything in balance that the Almighty created.
Yes,
he was to make sure that everything stayed restored and stayed on an even keel. That was part of his job.
Yes, sir.
When the Almighty created him and formed him and made him. That's why he brought him all the cattle to name them, all the birds to name them. He was a tiller of the ground. That's why the Almighty said he had not caused anything to grow yet, because he had not a man there to serve in the capacity of keeping charge over everything that he had done. He was Yah's first servant.
Hallelujah.
And as a first servant, when he came to be, he came and he got up, when he got his mind and his heart, and he looked around, he said, deal bountifully with your servant. Look at all this. And you have. I got birds, I got things flying all over my head, things running all around here, and untold numbers, stuff growing up all over the what? Getting ready to pop up all over. This is bountiful. The Garden of Eden. This is bountiful. This is paradise.
Hallelujah.
And in paradise, everything
It's plentiful.
is plentiful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's why some cats be like, on the beach, I'm in paradise.
Uh-huh.
Because as far as I can see, they just head just get a crook and they following women all over the place. They just plentiful. They be like,
Left, look right, look up. Oh my goodness.
everything is plentiful. But he said, still bountiful with thy servant that I may what? Live and keep thy word. Then he said, open my eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of your law.
Hallelujah.
Didn't wait to be written. The Sabbath became a law the day the Almighty sanctified it and consecrated it. It became law.
Hallelujah.
Then Adam said, I am a stranger in this earth.
All right.
I don't know nothing about this right now. So everything he gonna learn from who?
Yeah.
See, we got a mind where we learn the things different and not relying on the Almighty to instruct us.
Okay.
That's why we have all these questions of
Yes,
the
sir.
Almighty.
Yes,
But
sir.
the first man, when he came on the scene in his infancy, he was that person, whom shall I teach knowledge? Because he don't know nothing. He that person weaned off the milk. He's a baby. Grown man, but a baby. Ready to learn. He said, I'm a stranger in the earth. Hide not thy what?
Commandments
Thy commandments.
from me.
The Sabbath of law, the Sabbath became commandment. Then he said, my soul does what?
Break it for the longing.
That it have unto what?
Judgment at all times.
Thou rebuke the what?
The proud
That
that are cursed,
they curse,
which do err from thy commandments.
which do err from your commandments. So remove from me reproach and contempt. For I have kept your testimony. Princes also did sit and speak against me. Yeah, people gonna say, what? What? Oh, what? All day? What? Huh? Who does that? What? Where they do that? Oh, no. What? Oh, can't do that. Princes gonna sit and speak against you. But thy servant did meditate in thy statutes. Thy testimonies are also my delight and my counselor.
Hallelujah.
Now let's go to Amos 3:3. Now we know we're a stranger in the earth. We know Adam was a stranger in the earth. We know he needed guidance. Let's go to Amos 3:3.
Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Because could Adam, after the Almighty done raised him up, after the Almighty instructed him, after the Almighty have him to walk with him, can Adam be walking with him and not be agreed with Yah? And Yah say, let's rest. Adam say, let's keep going. And he a stranger in this earth. He don't know nothing. But he gonna call shots independent of the Almighty. The Almighty said, I'm ready to rest. Adam said, I'm ready to go.
Nah.
Well, you going. You going.
Where they going?
And somebody else gonna be here. So you're right, you going. You just want me back. Because can two walk together except they what?
We agree.
Is that not what y'all said? Huh? Then go to Micah 4:2.
Hallelujah. Micah chapter 4, verse 2. And many nations shall come and say,
So we want to touch on this fault for a minute. He said, many nations shall come and say,
let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh
hmm?
and to the house of the Elohim of Yaakov.
And to do what when we get there?
He will teach us of his ways.
He will teach us his ways. Let me ask you, was the Sabbath day his way?
Yes.
Oh, y'all don't hear me though.
Yes.
Y'all shouldn't have to. Y'all lost.
Hallelujah.
Was the Sabbath day and is the Sabbath day his way?
Hallelujah.
So what did he teach Adam?
The law, his way.
And we will what?
Walk in them.
That's the only way we know we're walking with him, when we keep his ways. I heard a man go on the, he tried to get on this saying like it was belittle. He's like, the Israelites, I guess that's why they keep the Sabbath day, because they're trying to be like they God. And he's saying it like he was making fun. I said, dummy? Exactly. What are you talking about? Nut? And we will walk in his path, for the law shall go forth out of Zion, and the word of Yahweh shall come from Jerusalem.
Hallelujah.
In Malachi, let's see what he said. Let's go to Malachi 2:6. Walking ain't just that we got it. He talking about we get up and we walk down. I'm walking with y'all. You take off down the street. Where you going? I'm walking with y'all. Nah, that ain't. Oh, carry, pick up, instill, maintain.
Malachi chapter 2, verse 6. The law of truth.
Start at verse 4.
Hallelujah. And ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, said Yahweh of hosts. My covenant was with him of life and peace.
Of what?
Life and peace.
Of what?
Life and peace.
Life and peace. My covenant was with him of life and peace, meaning that's what he has sustained. When you went to him, when you went to Levi, the priest, you were supposed to be going to learn about life and peace, how to live in good days and live good life and live a peaceful life. And I gave him, and you was going to him because I gave them to him, this covenant of life and peace, for the fear wherewith he feared before me, and how he was afraid before my name.
Hallelujah.
And the law of truth was always in his mouth, and iniquity was not found on his lips when he was righteous. He walked with me. Now, how can he tell you to do the right thing?
He walked with you.
And he didn't instill it himself.
All right.
That's the charge of being a leader.
Hallelujah.
Not only to dispense knowledge to the people within your congregation, but that you maintain that which you are dispensing yourself.
All right.
Because that's what have men removed out of office.
Yes, sir.
Eli's son or Eli's son were removed out of office because they could dispense it, but they could not walk in it themselves.
That's right. Hypocrites.
And as a result of staying in that mold, you might say, I must remove you. And Eli, you did not check them, so I must remove your whole family.
All
and
right.
start with somebody else.
Hallelujah. And you
Because
already
you're
know.
not very good students of
Yes,
what
sir.
you even teach. And how can you teach it if you're not willing to master it yourself? So he gave the covenant of life and peace to Levi because the law of truth was in his mouth and no iniquity was on his lips. And he walked with Yah in peace and fairness and did turn many away from iniquity. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they that seek the law at his mouth. For he is the messenger
All right.
of Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
How can I be the messenger of Yahweh and Yahweh believe in the Sabbath day and I don't?
Come on now.
And I don't.
All right. Go ahead now.
No, that ain't
What's that?
necessary. No, don't worry about that. No, that was it. No, this, no, that. But you a messenger. No messenger comes to does that. Huh?
Praise God.
Then Malachi 3 and 14. Start at verse 13.
Hallelujah. Verse 13.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Malachi 3, verse 13. Your words have been stout against me,
I want us to hear this.
said Yahweh.
Now he's talking to the whole nation. He said your words have been real stout.
Yet ye say.
You don't know what that means? That means treacherous. Harsh.
Mhm.
This ain't a light thing. Teach against the
What does
Sabbath and
say
the way of
Yah?
Yah. Your words have been stout. But yet you'll say, where have we spoken so much against him? I ain't spoken nothing against him.
Mm.
He said, yes, you have. You have when you have said it's vain to serve Elohim.
All right.
And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, that we have walked mournfully before Yahweh of hosts? And now the proud, we say they happy.
Yeah.
That same proud that the Almighty said he's going to destroy when we read Isaiah 28. And they that work wickedness, we even set them up. Yea, they that tempt Elohim all the time, we even say they delivered. But the Almighty said he heard them that feared him, that spake often one to another.
All right.
And the
Hallelujah.
book of remembrance was written before him for them.
Hallelujah.
For them. Again, that's the remnant.
For
That's not the
them.
many.
All right.
That's the few. The elite. Israel. That was it. Few, the proud, Marine. The elite.
Wow.
Israel.
Israel. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
We hoorah. We
Yeah.
steal that too. We
Yeah.
stole that hoorah.
Yeah.
That's Israel.
Yeah. A book was written for them. These
Yes,
are the
sir.
same books that's going to be open in the day of judgment. These are the same books that Prophet Daniel saw that was open amongst the thousands and thousands and 10,000s of thousands. And judgment was set. And you see some fire jumping off of some. You're going to see light raising off of others. I dare to say you're probably going to see a lot more fire than you're going to see light. This ain't scare tactics. This truth. Take it and leave it.
Hallelujah.
He said a book of remembrance was written for them that feared Yahweh and reverenced his name.
Hallelujah.
And as I said, keep this. If you're doubting the Sabbath and any of the forefathers keeping it, keep in mind who is who is the very first Sabbath keeper.
Yahweh.
It's the Most High himself.
Hallelujah.
And he's looking for people that can do That's what he's looking for. Them that can do as he has done.
Hallelujah.
That's why he said, be ye holy, for I am holy.
All right.
What does that entail? That means doing as he does. That's what makes you holy.
What he do?
No words, no dress code. What make you holy is doing the things as Yahweh himself does. And that's what his instruction is for, to do the things as I do. It's no more than like when I do something and I tell my son, them my instructions. Now do this like this, because that's what I want you to do. And somebody will see him doing it, they say, man, dang, just like his daddy. That's how you can tell.
Hallelujah.
Let's go.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go with this understanding. Because y'all might say, how can we walk together except we be agreed? Well, look at the blessing that Genesis 48 shows us. Let's go to Genesis 48. See, and this is, like I said, this is a question that's been around. When we understand, we won't need to see a singular verse or singular sentence saying Adam did keep, Abraham did keep, Noah did keep. We know they did because of their relationship with the Most High.
Hallelujah. Genesis chapter 48.
Look at verse 15.
Hallelujah. And he blessed yourself.
Bless yourself.
And said, Elohim, before whom my fathers, Abraham,
before whom my fathers, Abraham
and
Isaac
did walk. And Elohim, which fed me all my life long unto this day.
Even the Elohim that has fed me all my life long, even to this day. Again, how they walk with it and not be agreed with it. How they walk in his ways, but tell him they ain't gonna do what he did. Let's see about him. Go to Genesis 5th chapter.
Genesis chapter 5.
You know, he says we talk about the precepts of men, and some of it is our own imagination. Yeah. I keep a Sabbath. Hey, you keep what you think is your Sabbath. That's why he said your Sabbath. It's a burden to me. The way you have come up and designed what you think it is, you defile it.
Start verse 21.
Genesis 5th chapter, verse 21.
Hallelujah.
Because sandwiched between Adam, Abraham, Noah that they asked about is this man called Enoch. And the man called Enoch is one of the first men, or the first man you're going to read about, who never by scripture is touched with the sting of mortal death.
Hallelujah.
He's whisked by the Most High. Says the book. Well, let's find out about this man Enoch. Why? Read.
Hallelujah. And Enoch lived 65 years and begot Methuselah. And Enoch walked with Elohim after he begot Methuselah 300 years.
You got to get up the word walk without what Elohim means. Or walk when it's talking about being with Yah. You have to get understanding what that means.
Stride for stride, line for line.
That means you in full compliance with the Creator.
Hallelujah.
Full compliance.
Yeah.
Full compliance.
Yes, sir.
Where you say go, I go.
Yeah.
When you say move, I'm gonna move. When you say stop, I'm gonna stop.
You say jump, I say high. Keep jumping.
It's like the instructors. Y'all marching, and he say stop. You in full compliance. You walking with the instructor. He say stop, and you
gonna run into somebody.
who is this?
Don't listen.
The lashes. There's a price to pay.
Yes, it is.
Full with Enoch. Go ahead.
And Enoch walked with Elohim after he begot Methuselah 300 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with
He
Elohim.
walked with him so perfect
And he was not,
that he was not.
but Elohim took him.
Meaning at a certain time, the Almighty just,
Mm.
and there is no book of Enoch, because it didn't say nothing in scripture where he came back after the Almighty took him.
So where they get that
That
book
he
of Enoch
escaped
from?
out of heaven and came back down. Let me tell you what I saw. This, by scripture, say he was not, never to know this realm of life again. Now, hindsight, I read this and I want to make me some money.
That's right.
I say,
Oh, we got a book
there's
of
a book of
Enoch.
Enoch that people don't know nothing about. Let's go. Here we go. And this was in the, and I
You
get to
met
stick the
Christ
pen
in
to the
road
paper.
along the way.
And I found it up. And I put it out. This is the book of Enoch. It's in the Bible.
It's a good
Let
story.
me go buy
man.
that.
Yes. And that's what Christ meant when he was walking through on the road on his way.
And you know what the book of Enoch more resembles than anything? It resembles the book in most regards, or a lot of regards, to Dante's Inferno. Read that.
Okay, Lord.
The storybook. Fictions of men. Almighty never said he brought this man back. That was his reward of walking perfectly with him. Because to bring him back and let him be back here in any capacity, he can only do one thing after you reach perfection. You can only do one thing, and that is go back. Be subject to go back. And the Almighty will not let him all his hard work, the many years, be rewarded or discounted like that. And going backwards, it can take only one thing.
Yes, sir.
But this man walked impeccably with the Creator, meaning his relationship was impeccable. Now, what's the next man? Since he's on the question, go to the 6th chapter.
Hallelujah.
8th verse.
Hallelujah. But
Noah
found grace in the eyes of Yahweh.
he found some what?
Grace.
He found some what?
Grace.
And you find grace with a person when you in good favor with them.
Yes, sir.
When the relationship, that's when you find grace. When a person mistreating you, when a person ain't listening to you, when a person don't want to do nothing you say, when a person is rebellious, you don't find much grace there. You gotta get them out of your presence. There's not much grace. They angering you. They frustrating you. They making you mad. So how did Noah find grace? He found grace in his walk with Yah.
Hallelujah.
In his relationship with Yah.
Hallelujah.
And it says in 9th verse, these are the generations of Noah. Noah, who was a just man and upright in his generation. And Noah walked with Elohim. Again, I must ask you, what did Elohim do?
Bless.
What did Elohim do
Bless.
on the 7th day? Since he sanctified it and made it a statue made a commandment, set it apart. What did he do on the seventh day?
He rested.
He rested. He had a Shabbat. That's why in Genesis 18, let's go there. We don't cover Adam, we don't cover Noah. Now let's find another man. Genesis 18.
Yes, sir. Sorry, verse
17.
17. Genesis chapter 18, verse 17. And Yahweh said, shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do?
Will he hide from Abraham that which he do?
Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him.
For I know him.
That he will command his children.
Again, talking about relationship. I know this man that he will command his children
and his household
and all that he have under his charge
after him.
After him, meaning how he lived. That's what he expects of everybody, his children, and his house. His house is clean. Everybody else's house is clean. His house is ran a certain way. He has set, as we talked about the other week, he has set the standard.
Yes, sir.
Because there's standards.
Yes,
he is
sir.
the standard bearer.
Hallelujah.
Now, where he get his standards from?
Yahweh.
He got his standards from his forefathers and the Most High. Because it's passed down. Prayer, and they were pagans though, wasn't terror pagan? Pagan he was, but there was still standards.
That's right.
Your mother, your father served JC, but you still came into this way of life with some standards that once you started reading scripture, you say, hold on, this ain't Christian standards at all. These are standards of the Most High.
Hallelujah. Yes,
Mama telling me to obey her and daddy, this ain't no Christian standard. This the law of Yah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Mother telling me not to steal. This ain't no Christian. Showing me this ain't Christian. This the law of Yah. Mama showing me that. This ain't Islamic. This the law of Yah. I didn't know this was it. This is Yahweh's way.
All right. Hallelujah.
This is Yahweh's standard.
Yahweh stuff. Hallelujah.
Even keeping the wrong day, they would tell you, you don't do nothing if you don't hit this church.
All right.
Because this is the day of worship. You didn't hit church, you can cancel the rest of it. That was the spirit trying to break through in them. That they know a day. They know a day should be consecrated and sanctified and given to a higher power.
All right.
They just don't have the fullness thereof.
All right. Yes,
which is what the Almighty have given you and me.
All right. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
But the spirit was there. That's why he said the word, Moses said, is in your mouth. It's near to you. You know this is right. You just gonna argue against it because you're too angry to bend your will to the Most High. But you know it's right because it's something that gets stirred up in you. That's called righteousness.
Hallelujah.
But he said, I know this man, that he will command his household to keep the way of Yahweh, to do justice and judgment, in order that Yahweh may bring upon Abram that which he has spoken unto him about. In Genesis 15th chapter, and 17th chapter, and 16th, all the promise that he made to him. I know he'll do it. And as a result of knowing this man as good as I know him, I won't hide nothing from him. I can tell him things. But because most of our people don't believe in the Sabbath day. Things is hidden from them. Because most people ain't here on the Sabbath day.
That's right.
That you know things is hidden from them.
Yeah.
That's why they say, I don't know what's wrong with this world. I don't know what's going on. Because these things is hid from them. Things you hearing and seeing, you can go right to the scripture and say, this is the word of Yah. This is the word of Yah. This the prophecy. This, that. This, because it ain't hid from you, because you come to the Almighty on the Sabbath day. You give him his day. But these other things, for most of our people, they don't give him his time, so it's hid from them. And then another group of them carve out a time, but they do it in idolatry. So things are still hidden from them. But because you have learned to surpass idolatry and learn to keep hold to the Sabbath, things are revealed to you. How many times we teach on things and we walk out of here in the midst of the week and it happens just like that.
Yes, sir.
And y'all come back. I ain't saying it because I'm saying y'all come back and test. Man, we talk about it and I don't see doggone it.
It happens just like that.
2 or 3 days later.
Right.
Yeah. And it happens just.
Y'all know it?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, then y'all better thank y'all.
Hallelujah.
Don't thank y'all better thank y'all.
Hallelujah. Praise God. Hallelujah.
And there's not a wonderment that he says, talking about this walk. And then when you turn to Isaiah 58 and see how that's worded, let's go there, line upon line, line upon line, precept upon, here a little, there a little. That's why the Almighty gonna say in Isaiah 58, 13.
Isaiah chapter 58. Verse 19?
13.
13. Hallelujah. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath day.
Because your foot is the thing that you what?
Move,
walk with.
Walk with.
So if you turn your foot for the what?
From the Sabbath. From doing thy pleasure on my holy day.
If you learn how to steal them, bring them to order for the sake of the Sabbath.
All right.
Not doing your pleasure. How you keep it in entirety? Not doing your what?
Pleasure.
For the what?
For the Sabbath.
My holy day.
On my holy
See, this
day.
ain't ours.
That's right.
This his.
All right.
Because it was his all the way back in Genesis.
Created. Yes, sir.
It's his. It started off his. It's been his, and will be his. That's how that goes.
Hallelujah.
It belonged to him, and he gave it as a gift to the righteous.
Hallelujah.
So you don't have to walk in it if you don't want the gift. But if you want the gift, here it is.
You better walk in it.
And you have to walk in it.
Hallelujah.
That's why it said today, enter into his rest.
All right.
But many did not want to enter into that rest.
Yes, sir.
It's not for everybody.
Bless.
It's a gift to the righteous and them that want to get closer to their Elohim.
Hallelujah.
That's why I say every week when we come in as I'm opening, this is a blessed time that we come and be allowed to draw closer to our Elohim. It's not just about catching those Z's and sleeping the day away or all the stuff that men have convoluted and polluted it with. It's about time of breaking your life down, carving out, just as the Almighty carve out this time and give it to him.
Hallelujah.
As I told my brother as I sat in the home when we was talking about the Sabbath at the family, I say the babies couldn't have Saturday when I coached football. They could have me every other day, but the babies, I know they would ask you, where Coach Aaron? Well, Coach Aaron had to do something else. Now we got game tomorrow. Coach Aaron gonna be here. Yes, he is. Coach Aaron, what is? I know. Coach Aaron has something very, very, very important to do. But I'm with you today. Oh yeah. Because that's got to be carved out. If you know and have a relationship with God, that's got to be carved out.
Hallelujah.
Just like he got to be set aside. The first 3 commandments is to him.
That's right.
They deal with idolatry.
Yes.
The next one is the Sabbath day itself. All those things are unique to the Creator and deal with him. That is the basis and foundation of your relationship. That you understand with him, that you understand the first 4 commandments and walk in them. That's why he says, not doing thy business on my holy day. Because like I said at first, when the brother said, man, we don't work, I was with it. What? No work? Oh, they give me an excuse to tell them I ain't got to work. Oh, give me an all day. Yeah, where I sign up for this at? Then the brother started hitting me with, went to class and at least started teaching them. No football, no basketball, no this, no. I said, wait a minute. Hold on. The work part, we was fine. And we could stop there. Huh? But nah, he taught a revelation of the Almighty that Creator don't want us doing none of our own business. I don't care what the business is. On this day, door is locked.
That's right.
Door is locked.
Hallelujah.
That's why he said don't chase their prosperity.
Yes.
Prosperity earlier.
Right.
Because there's certain things in this world you're trying to do, you may just simply not be able to do. Because it might be a hamper because they're going to try to really, I won't say make, but they're going to really try to steer you to doing it on the Sabbath.
Yes, sir. Yes, they will.
And you like, no. And they like, but it must. And you like, no, but it must. And you wrestle. So this thing where you come, like I said, I was going to school and I was going to walk on. Because I said, man, I can rationalize this. It wasn't a question. I said, man, I can walk on, play ball. I can rationalize this. I'll probably be able to do some of it at night. I had them thoughts. Chris said, yeah. No. No.
No.
Now,
What you was thinking.
Here's this of me. Here's this of them. You have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. Hey, who don't want? Especially when you know you're good. I work pretty hard. Have a little talent. Who don't want the hopes of having a lot of money? Huh? And you can get mama, because you seen her working, you can get mama to stop working. Huh? See, it ain't just greed, it's hopes of things. You can get mama to stop working. Oh my, you ain't gotta work. You can buy stuff that you know that for years you ain't never had access to. Who don't want that? Huh? And you do it, huh? Or you take this kind of job, or you take that kind of job where you can make big, and you do that because it'll bring you out the doldrums. Because I had many of them. Like I said, took ridicule. You're gonna pass that job up for You better get that job. That's about how I used to have. You better take, I don't care about that look. I don't care what that man said at that time. I went to that man, I don't care, following that man.
Right.
Better take that job. That man gonna pay you. That man. Oh, I heard it all. I heard it all. I wouldn't do that. Come in house on the end of conversations. Crazy. That's what he is. Told me he ain't gonna take it, and they offered him good money. He turned it down. We got it set up. I just come in and I gotta go. Yeah, don't go now. I've heard everything I need to hear. You keep on talking. But now, the benefits, as I go back to earlier, of me knowing what I know. So you got money. Maybe you got a nice car. Maybe you got top of the line car. Maybe you got big dollars. Maybe you got the freedom to enjoy this world. But when things go terribly wrong and you ain't got no answers, when there's death and sickness in the family, who you come calling on? When there's calamity in the family, who you come calling on? When certain things need to be answered, who you want to come calling on? Oh, no, I ain't no good. It was no good. When you're trying to make sense of things that your minister, your preacher, and your priest couldn't tell, who you ask? No Benjamins taught me this.
That's right.
No Washingtons instructed me in this.
Hallelujah.
No Franklin schooled me in this.
All right.
Yeah. No Jeffersons. No Almighty Yah did. I got something far more, especially in its due season, I got something far more valuable than your trinkets. When all fails, you're going to know it if you stick around. You're going to say, I wish I had went that way. I wish I had a place on that day. But the Almighty was great and gracious unto me because he could have turned me away. But he allowed me to learn how to restrain my foot for the sake of the Sabbath day and learn how to even keep it correctly. He let me learn how to do that. He knew I didn't know what I was doing initially coming in. So he taught me and he let me have time to learn how to do that. He knew I still looked at a little TV. It's Michigan, Ohio State. Can't miss that. I'll read some scriptures, but at noon when that come on, I'll mark it. When that go off, I'll pick the Bible back up and I'll read it again. Or I'll get a little getaway, go down to Mongo because I got to get away. And when I'm down there, I'll carry a little cess with me. So y'all, I told you, I ain't gonna be no straight, and still ain't. And on the Sabbath day, I like my Rasta brothers. Sorry, Almighty. Sorry, Almighty. Sorry, Almighty. Fuck, that's what you saw. That was the Magic Dragon. You're fouling the Sabbath. I say this because I'm telling y'all how indebted I am to the Creator. In mercy, because what I did on this, even knowing him, he should have been gone somewhere. Because even knowing there was great defilement. This man that stands up here and see sometimes y'all don't know. I'll be at home and I'm shaking my head like, what is going on here? Yeah, that was ruthless right there, Jack. Yeah, that was ruthless. Get a little bit of this. Try to get it back in. I had all the tricks.
You make me think about 1979.
But it wasn't nothing honorable about what I was doing, Jack.
Not gonna say it online.
But the Almighty let me learn how to make this honorable and honor Him.
Yes.
Hmm?
What it's about.
To the point where now people that don't even agree with me, they know something wrong if I'm not keeping this, if I'm not moving on the Sabbath day from my home. You sick? What's wrong with you? What's going on? When everything broke down, that fabric had broke down at the time, and I wasn't going nowhere. What's going on? I'm all right. No. Man ain't moved out that driveway all day long. I said, I'm all right.
They watch everything. Yes, they do.
I want to know what's going on. You gonna tell me? I said, well, you leave me alone. What's going on? But they know that that's me. That's me. And it goes everywhere with me.
Oh, yeah.
We spend times in the hospital. It went with me in the hospital. Look. And I ain't nasty. Wasn't nasty with it. Because you get more, what they're saying? You get more with
than you do with.
Yeah, see, y'all know it. So I wasn't nasty about it. I just tell them, look, and instruct them, if you don't have to come in here, if it's nothing of great necessity, then please do not come in here.
Yeah, okay.
So what they would do, because it wasn't of necessity, a lot of times what they would do, and I'm talking about, they crack the door, they look around through the door. Y'all all right, Mr. Israel? Say, we cool. Close the door. Now, when the sun go down, they come back in and do all they want to do.
Yeah.
But like I told them, if it's not a great necessity, and you will know if it's a great necessity, because I know how to hit that buzzer right there.
Right.
But if it's not a great, please don't disturb us. And the Almighty, let me find favor with them.
Hallelujah.
That's the key.
And I'll be reading, I'll be studying. He'd be resting. Then they would want to know. Not doing our own ways. We know what our own ways are. Not finding our own pleasures. We know what that is. Huh? That's part of the reason why men and women is split.
Yeah.
Huh? We'll be playing footsies in the hour on the Sabbath day. Quit running up against me, girl.
On the Sabbath day.
My own days. Won't get rubbing up the leg up again. No, that's your pleasure. Now let's correct it. It's not your pleasure if somebody fall out in the middle of the floor and you have to try to keep them breathing.
Right.
Like I told y'all, I hope y'all love me enough, as you say, that if I fall out, y'all get busy trying to give me some help.
It's the Sabbath day.
Don't be talking about it. It's the Sabbath day. We can't call nobody. We don't want nobody in here working on him. Y'all will be with him. He'll last to the night.
We got about 2 more hours.
2 more hours. I'm just over here. That's not your pleasure. That's not your.
Life always comes.
That's not your pleasure. Hey, we laugh, but it's a real stuff out there. The understanding that some people have.
It's real, yes, sir.
Mercy.
Not mercy, y'all. Yeah.
nor speaking vain words, things that don't mean nothing. Sabbath day is not the time to talk about the games that was on last week
All right.
in detail. It ain't the time for that. If it don't have nothing to do with bringing perspective to the word of the Creator, it's vanity. The Almighty said, when you master this, then shalt thou delight thyself in Yah. Did y'all miss that?
Mm-mm.
When you, yeah, you did. Because he said, when you master this, and all of this is centered on mastering the Sabbath day. That is what he said. Then you know you delight in him.
Hallelujah.
He ain't said about nothing else. He said, when you do these things, then you know you delight in him.
Yeah.
What you say, Sister Phil?
Hallelujah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Now, did Abraham delight in him?
Yes.
Did Noah delight in him?
Yes.
Did Adam delight in him?
Yes.
Did Enoch delight in him?
Yes.
Have all the right? Did Seth delight in him?
Amen.
Have all the righteous delighted in him?
Amen.
See, to say that the Sabbath day, to say them patriarchs didn't keep it, and they even talk about the Sabbath day, is to talk about the Almighty himself.
Mm.
To say that it don't need to be regarded, is to say that Yahweh don't need to be regarded himself. So to say that none of them men that the scripture clearly say did regard him, to say that they didn't regard the Sabbath day, is to say they had no regard not only for the Sabbath day, but they didn't have no regard for Yahweh himself. And I tell you right now, that's a big, bold-faced, in italics lie. Matter of fact, they regard him much better than you and I today.
Yes, sir.
And that's the we have not
Very
lived up to that these righteous men that we know are righteous in the sight of Yah have said. You want to question that they did not keep the Sabbath? My question to you is, why are we not trying to keep the Sabbath? Not saying it to the person that asked the question, because I know who I'm dealing with. I'm saying it to anybody that is confused and confounded by the Sabbath. The standard is already there. It was set by the Most High himself. And anybody that called himself of him and in him, as they say in Christianity, then you must bear the Sabbath day. You must pick up that banner and fly yourself. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
And like I said, it's growth. Especially when a man hasn't been doing it and he learning how to do it, it's growth. He gonna make some, like I said, I don't hide it because I don't mind being an example. Because I know where I'm at now. Like I said, for some years, I still play ball. I still play ball. Go to the gym. Did some things. I had to learn this. I had to learn this. I had to learn this. But now I know it in the fullness thereof. Now I'd be terrified to go to the gym. I'd be terrified. Then I wasn't terrified. That's why I said the fear. The fear. I knew it not, but the fear. It wasn't great. But now I'd be terrified. Man, run down the court, cardiac arrest.
No.
Break every bone in your body. I had to live like that the rest of your life. Yeah, but I was a bad boy when I played that ball. I ain't a bad boy now. Terrified. I don't smoke anyway. I'd be terrified to smoke. Set the house on fire. Got all that Mary Jane in you and fell asleep. Wake up in inferno around you. I'd be terrified.
Everybody get more of it now.
Oh, everything. I told him I'm coming in. Yeah, that's a whole other current business. Oh, don't do it to me. Don't do it to me.
On 75, going
Ah.
one way and they going the other. Bam!
Ah,
Oh,
you think pollution bad now?
God.
They can't wait for 30 days to be over with.
Ah,
Chimneys all over the city. Chimneys walking all over the city, Jack. Yeah, chimneys walking all over the city. Yeah,
That's a good
but let me tell you something in closing, though.
It's a lot of people get him.
Let me tell you something in closing. This man, see, you got to, that's what I said. We blessed. We blessed, and we got to let the Almighty speak to us. Because this man and things they do, and even if that person is black, doing it on the stage of this man, is foolish. Because within, this the caveat, within the city, they're going to allow it. But county and state officers are going to patrol you to another standard.
There you go.
And that is the state standard and the county standard, in which you can still catch a case.
Yes,
Texas.
And municipalities,
yes.
you can still catch a case. So you can drive from one place where they're telling you is city ordinance and legal, hit the line of demarcation, and be in a municipality where they said we didn't pass nothing like that. You got how much on you? Oh, we got some bracelets for you.
There you go.
Click, click.
Oh yeah.
You talking about it illegal? Not here. Click, click. And you done caught you a case.
Because DeWine does not want
And
this.
DeWine don't
And
want
he's
it.
gonna send them out there.
So he
He's gonna
knows.
send them out there.
And so this, a lot of people think it's laxing,
Yes.
but this can make a
Okay.
bigger trap
There you go.
for the people
There you go.
than it is have ever been. Because it's confusing and will be confusing. It'll be a good setup.
Not to mention your job can fire you.
Your job can
With
fire.
no restrictions.
Huh?
And
Bobby.
we gotta have that smack.
Hey, Bobby. Name came up.
There you go.
Name came up yesterday. I know it did, but it came back up again today. See, I beat him to, like I said, take the enemy, take the war to him. I beat him to the punch. I said, y'all are drug. I told him, y'all drug testing me every day.
There you go.
Every single day. You want something now? No, okay. You might get a little ginger ale. Fruit punch. Lemonade. You ain't getting that. This ain't my problem. Yes, sir. I say yes.
Hallelujah. Praise y'all.
Wait on it to fall off, cause I told you, man. No.
I know. Hey, Marie, but I know what you're saying is to be true. Because I was watching this weekend on Live PD down in Texas. All right, in Texas, you know, they pretty much legal down there, but here's the thing. There's a lot of people down there doing the vapors now. See, but in Texas, if you get caught with THC vapor oil, it's a felony. And it's more kids down there today getting caught getting felonies for their first offense. They getting a felony because they thinking they on CBD oil, like just doing vapors, and they got THC vapors, and the dogs is hitting on the THC, and they getting mandatory sentence.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is crafty counsel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it is. And there's no holds bars on it, so you take your chances on how you want.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what it is.
You know, the only fans is they're having the expungement classes as pastors like to say. Now they didn't sign this, and at the same time, my folks are saying, well, they didn't put an age on it. It's already enforcement.
It's already.
That they should, the young people, but the thing is,
And
this
so
is just going to,
And that's what so many young people today can't get a job, can't get hired, can't get work.
you know what, though, they could if they
They
didn't
could.
get on it, though.
Well, they can't.
We act like we need the drugs.
They
so,
can't.
You know.
Because this
They
society is so.
And let me tell you why they can't. So I want some words but it still may not be conducive, so we might have to call a meeting. They can't
Oh, we do.
they can't get a job when you're saying that because, and when you say job,
What?
because there's
Right.
jobs,
Yeah.
there's work, but then there's meaningful
Work.
work.
Right.
There you go.
There's sustainable work,
Lightweight
work to sustain a
versus-
family.
Yes, sir.
There's
Yes,
many
sir.
jobs out here,
Yes, yes, sir.
but there's not many jobs that's family sustainable.
Yes. That's
You
right.
see, go get a job,
Yes,
but
you
is it sustainable
Right.
to life and all the things that you have to take care of life,
can. It ain't 13
like they used to be? All that they took away
Yeah.
when they closed the big plants
Yeah.
that our people used coming out of World War II
Yeah.
and in the 60s and in the 50s, where they put them plants and they worked at Ford and they worked in the motor plants and they worked in the other plants, Millicard putting things together. All them jobs are gone. Them the job that they raised up us on. That only your father could go out and work.
Mhm.
Because for years, that's how I was raised. My father, the only one that went out and worked. Worked at a nice little place right here in the city. Hustler, big time commissary. And he worked there. 4 o'clock at night, got off at 12, 1 o'clock. He's home. Mom stayed at home. Kept us in line. We was a tight old ship.
But that's cool.
We was a tight old ship. And he made good money.
There you go.
Made good money. He drove one of them big Brohounds.
Rohan.
You know, take a half hour to turn the corner.
Uh-huh. Got a steering wheel like a ship.
Nice. And he's the only one working. And we had everything. We didn't want nothing. Time and circumstances and things change. You start seeing those things get phased out. You start seeing that life get phased out. This was by design, period.
Yes, sir.
Now, it didn't for him. He stayed that job till he retired.
Yeah.
But this was designed, period. When you talk about Watts in LA, look at what they did first to all the plants out there that those black folks in Watts and in Los Angeles and in Compton used to work at. There is a correlation between the closing down of all those plants and drugs being infused in the community and crime going up. That's what took place. This was orchestrated. This was orchestrated. And them jobs, those meaningful, sustainable jobs, have never come back. That's why most people you know are working 2 and 3 jobs. I gotta get off this job. Gotta go to my second job.
Build your own
Never had no
job.
time for home.
Build your own.
Children go.
Create your own job.
Never had no time for home.
It's just,
See? Nobody there. Kids except the kids.
Growth on their own. Raise themselves.
With technology.
they go up there.
There's
Yeah.
and we're gonna get ready to dismiss. There's a doctor she's prescribing. Y'all never guess what she's prescribing to some of her patients when they come to see her. They got diabetes, that's overweight. She's prescribing a prescription to them. And y'all never guess what the prescription is.
What is
See, y'all talking about that? There y'all go with that weed again.
it?
Hey, my brother, he done even went psychedelic on me. You want to take them all away. You want to be temptation cloud 9, huh? You be what you want to be. Got no responsibility. Nah.
You got the tape running, son. Y'all know that.
Have mercy. Have mercy.
Not doing
Ooh, have mercy.
Even your son's laughing right here. No. Is that your Abba? Abba. That's my grandson. Abba. Boy, you know, Abba. What you did? Abba. Try to shield you from a cardio. Y'all know that makes my sense.
The prescription she writing is for people to go and take walks in the
Wow.
park.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was on the news. I knew
In
it
the
was
park. That's all she writing. Prescription. Get out and go to the park. That's what's on the prescription.
You said not get out there
It's a legitimate prescription, and that's what's on there. Go walk in the park. She'll put a park on there.
Go walk in the park.
She said, because the people, she said,
Don't
too
go
many
walk about
people
that.
are not exercising, are not getting out of their homes, are not finding time to do what man needs to be done with his body, and that is walking and exercise and getting back to a naturalistic way of living. I've seen photos. Sister was gracious enough to call me and let me know what was going on. So I hope she didn't mind. So I saw photos of where she is going to be. It's a paradise if your mind know what paradise is.
Yes, sir.
This sister have land, everything already set up.
Oh, that's beautiful, ain't it?
I said she hit a lick.
Hey, boy.
She hit a lick. She got a blessing.
Hallelujah. Beautiful.
Get out. As I said, we're in a bad state. War being fought on many fronts. The children are sitting around playing shoot 'em up, eating all kinds of horrible foods.
Whatever they find.
And that's why they juvenile diabetes.
Juvenile delinquents.
Coming out of the house 300 pounds,
Ooh.
12 years old, looking like grown men.
380 pounds.
Breathing out. Can't even run from here. Can't even run from here to the edge of that door without.
That's sad.
Then they defiled in the mind in their fashion.
Yep. The boys got
Wonder why they get caught by the man. We had to run. We didn't do everything right too. When we took off from police, we took off.
Yeah.
We tired them out there. We ain't chasing them little runs. We gone. That cause our parents went on. They tried. I give him a 50-yard head start.
And you know, some of them, the difference between here and here, and
And then you don't even, and now you don't even know who you're dealing with, because the people that patrol you, they so out of shape, they so out of whack, they so messed up that now they say, man, I ain't got time for this.
Shoot.
There you go.
You shouldn't have been running anyway. Huh? But it used to be a thing of policing where the police got out their cruisers and walked the beat.
There you go. They knew the neighborhood.
They knew the neighborhood.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that's changed.
And they took the vocational school
Huh?
away.
Oh, we ain't even gonna get on
Yeah.
that.
You know, so they wouldn't learn that.
We ain't even
trade.
trade.
Yeah.
What we see in scripture.
Trade.
The book
Bartlett.
says a
He
man
said
is a
what?
steel man.
He said, you tell Pharaoh when you come
There
here,
you go.
our trade
Hey, that's
from
it.
father to son,
Right as
our
well.
trade have been keeping cattle.
There you go.
That way he will put you in the land of Goshen, and you will even keep his cattle, because he know you good at it. That's your trade. They come out with no trade, like I said, except it's
Come out with nothing.
or
Come out with nothing. Street ideology.
they come out with no
But ain't
trade.
Jim Brown, it ain't helping him much. He's
Like I told him, can't even cut. What's a 2x4?
Mm-hmm.
Where the 2x4 at?
It's right there. boy.
Right there. Wood. That piece right there. Cut it 2 inches for me. You come back there and cut half of it off. You know.
They cut off 2 inches.
We laugh, but it is down straight.
I mean, it's pitiful. It's pitiful. Thread that needle. What's a needle? Young girl, what's a needle?
Oh, man, class. What is it?
They look at us, what's this do? It's 350. And what happens is when you put 350 on there, the element of it heats up. And you stick stuff in there. And it'll cook. You ever heard? Oh, that's what this does. Of course I'm dramatized, but that's where we at though. Which,
Yeah, but this weed thing, I think it's really gonna be the hotel.
and then everything is technology.
Yes,
Yeah.
everything.
Siri, turn on my light.
Make me one.
Siri.
You got Siri and
Alexa.
Alexa.
Oh, you see that? It's listening to all the
I'm
children.
gonna make me one.
Building a database.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. Come on the mic.
Zimbabwe, turn on the light.
Zimbabwe, turn on Soul 105. I'm gonna make me one.
They just had a complaint against them, Google or
Yeah.
Alexa. You read that?
All the
too?
children are being taped.
Well,
They're building a massive database.
not only that, something happened for the, it shut down or something,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so people, they license.
It is a man's world.
It'll be like our robot.
Man's world is a mess. Man's world is a mess. It is a total mess as a means of going away from the Creator.
Oh, yeah.
It's a mess.
We have a quick meeting after we leave.
Sister Bia, get it back off that LSD. Yes, ma'am. Question. On 119.
And you started at 17.
Yes, ma'am.
How do we know? What tells us that this is talking about Adam?
Well, this is the spirit that he would have had.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said. It's not here where I said this time, but this is the spirit that he would have had. The same spirit that's in the Psalms is the spirit that was in him. And that's what I was saying. Deal bountifully with thy servant, that I may live and keep thy word. This is the same spirit that would have abounded in him.
Okay.
Open down my eyes that I may behold the wondrous things out of your law. Because when he was made, he had to be instructed. That's why when you read all this, he had to be instructed. That's why the Almighty asked him, said, who told you naked? And who told you it was shame with being naked? I had not instructed you on that yet. That thing I had not taught you yet. I had not gave you the knowledge that there's shame with being naked in front of anybody.
Right.
Just like a child. When a child comes, child know not no shame of being naked. I'm have more of them. You whip that diaper right off of them. As a matter of fact, what my mama used to tell me, say, let them breathe. You rip that diaper right off of them, they just run around the house, they be, jumping all over places, come right in front of you. Once you pick them up and everything, because they have no shame. It's not till they reach a certain point and they instructed, this needs to be covered. That needs to be covered. This needs to be covered. You give them that instruction. And you give them and you teach them that now they ingrain it or they take it in that, hey, this needs to be covered. This needs to be covered. But until then, hey, they don't know nothing. And they'll sit there and they'll even mess with themselves. They ain't being freaky. They don't know nothing. They just, your mind is like, well, look at him. But they just, they don't know nothing. And that's how this first man was. So that's why I said this is the spirit that's in him. Because here is dealing with everything that he don't know nothing. So he asking the spirit of this stanza, deal with me bountifully. Teach me about all this that's around this world you done put me in. Teach me about this. From your teaching. See, we get born in the world now, we think we know the whole world. And we don't. We need to be taught. This God's world. The earth is mine. And the fullness thereof. I still have places man's foot ain't touched. I haven't seen. This ain't your world. This ain't my world. This is God's world. So here I'm talking, and then he said, and I am a stranger in the earth. You don't think Adam thought he was a stranger? The very first day he got up and was allowed to look around and walk around, he felt like a stranger. He didn't know nothing about this. So he had to have the Almighty A, B, C. When he questioned things, he had to go to the Creator. Now, once he eats of that tree that the Almighty has instructed him not to do, now the Almighty, like he said, his eyes is open. He have a consciousness to do things on his own.
Oh, that just messed us up. Living forever.
And with that consciousness, he can make mistakes.
There you go.
And with mistakes, he can mess up things.
There you go.
And in that condition, he is not deserving of having the ability, because he still had to earn the ability or right to definitely get involved with that, which is the tree of eternal life. So I got to cut him right now, away from even having the ability to do that. But if man ever learned how to discipline himself and come back to grace with me and totally give himself to me and walk in my ways and look to me for all his instruction, then he can earn himself the right to the tree of life, eternal life.
Hallelujah.
Yes, sister. Your hand was up, I thought, sister.
What you were saying about babies have to be taught remind me of that old black and white PSA that they had for commercials, where they saying you have to be taught to hate, to fear, you have to be taught year after year, you have to be taught, you have to be careful of taught.
And they are
born feeling a lot of things that we as older people are very much aware of and have experienced.
And they're not. They're not. They're not. We pull them away. Mommy, why can't I play with him? I'll tell them, no, it's playtime. We pull them away from the swing set. Mommy, why can't I play? I done been there, I done seen it. I done seen people literally do it. They put them, they be like, kids be like, Mommy, why can't I play with him? And they don't want to say it because they're in the park, especially if they know you sitting there. But you already done said it. Might well say it. So sometimes when I have in the park, sometimes what's good for the goose is good for the gander. They came, I just politely run up and pull them up. And they be like, why can't I play? It's time to go. That's why. And they be looking at me, yeah, you get a taste of how this feels now. Don't always let me be the one that taste. You get a taste of this now. Now you get to look at me all crazy when I snatch them away. And you, why you want to let him play with my Johnny?
Oh, it's started over.
Sometimes.
Oh, don't I know we're about to go. Did you see it on Channel 9 about the militia the other night?
My son or somebody, I think my son was going to watch. I didn't see it.
Because the basketball game
The
went
militia,
long.
yeah, it went long.
And they
And I went to sleep on that like I do.
got out of the militia. But the type of ammunition
Oh.
that he had on that his
Oh.
friend had on his mother's phone.
Oh,
Oh my God.
I tell y'all.
And militia, it's coming,
I
man.
tell y'all.
It's coming, y'all.
I tell-
Ready.
Look. Look, like I tell him,
Oh man.
I tell him, and I don't do it. Y'all know me. I don't do saying I'm nobody. Now. I do it because it's out there, and I'm trying to pass on.
Yeah.
It is things out there. Matter, that's why I tell y'all. I'm gonna turn the thing, because some things I just like to talk about in the midst of here. Because my mama, you say sometimes you don't let your right hand know
Know what your left
hand is
yeah.
doing.